I think what interested me most is the commonality of interest in terms of some of the governance issues that everybody's facing. So big data is very much viewed, I think, sometimes as an IT issue or an IT security issue, and actually it's as much, if not more, about information governance. So, for example, we're looking at things like the Data Protection Act, making sure that we've got appropriate retention schedules. There was a really good question about retention schedules and how we enforce them, how we make sure that we're not keeping information beyond a legal responsibility. I think the key takeaway for me is actually about having good records management. So when you're looking at big data, that's actually aggregated data sets, and it's providing appropriate records management. It's about making sure that you've got a good information classification system. Without knowing what information assets you've got, without knowing who the information asset owners are, it's really difficult to look at, in fact I think it's impossible to look at providing appropriate controls and governance to those information repositories. So big data is actually lots of federated repositories in the Nottingham City Council, and it's making sure that that data is appropriately checked, cleaned, making sure that it doesn't contain anything that it shouldn't, and also that we're not retaining things beyond our statutory limits. For information security, I think it's really important to look at what you want to get out of it. One of the key challenges we faced was actually having too much information. So as an organisation, we've got hundreds, if not thousands, of information sources, each producing logs, and those logs provide a sea of data. And what we want to do is carve meaningful information from that sea of data. What we need is pertinent alerts about realistic threats, about appropriate vectors that we need to investigate. Unless you know what you want, unless you can define that, it's really difficult to have a sensible starting point. I think in terms of some of those information repositories, making sure that they produce the type of information you want and actually that you can aggregate it into a single insight or analytic tool is really important.